And the best thing would be 25% bar sales to the band. Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Primordial Radio.
I don't know what's the date today.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. Like it's close to a month right now.
Yeah, no, it's over a month for sure. And I mean, we're loving it. It's just everyday shows. We're tired because of those, but every time we get on stage for that one specific hour, we do not feel tired. Like that's 1 hour where we're like, okay, we've got energy.
Yeah.
But then we crash immediately after that.
Yeah, for whoever doesn't know, we're playing 23 shows in 29 days. I think that's the
Yeah.
23 and 29. So it's a tight schedule, but like Jayed said, once that first beat hits, like it's all energy.
Our last show in Glasgow, it was supposed to be like a 250 cap.
Oh, that's a great story. It started with 300.
250?
Yeah, 300. Then it got upgraded to 500, which got sold out, and 700, which got sold out, and 900, and that got sold out too. And what we witnessed was that 900 capacity sold out crowd yesterday. As a very special evening because we discovered the here we can go chant. That's apparently a Scottish thing. And they actually mid-show repurposed it to bloody fucking wood, which we greatly appreciated. So yeah, it was
And it's a different tempo than the other Bloodywood chant that we heard. So I was like, wow, okay, so Glasgow's got its own thing going on. I mean, it gets hectic for sure.
Yeah, it's more challenging, I guess, in doing it in an independent way, but then everything tastes that much more sweeter, so that much more sweet, I should say. So, like in terms of the day-to-day operations, the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, we're adding members to the team and building around like our own efforts and finding people who match our own work ethic and our own drive, So yeah, we've been really lucky in that regard, and we're gonna go as far as we can.
For us on the merch cards, because these shows have been like in the pipeline for more than a year, so that's why we haven't faced that many merch cards yet. We just like the nominal that used to be, but nowadays watching the trend and watching other bands like actually putting out posts and showing the proof that they've been charged at the minimum of 25% concessions at the venues, it's definitely going to make it way worse for bands to, like, especially the independent ones, to tour and travel, because at the end of the day, that is where their main income is getting generated from. And then if it gets cut by 25 to like 47%, like we saw in the case of Monuments, then left with nothing. So being on the road is going to get more and more problematic down the line if things keep going on. That's
definitely quite harsh. I mean, I think it's something that requires more, like, thinking and, I mean, just like to find that middle ground which you're talking about. It could be maybe included in the fees, the venue rental or the venue fees itself, or just a more considered cut that looks at both sides, both the band side and the venue side. Because, I mean, we understand that the venue has to also earn money, and we're happy to make it like,
that's why there are the venue fees. But for example, if there is a merch seller, I'd be happy to pay the full-time wage to a merch seller than paying a 25% cut to the venue. That's how I see it. So then it should be more considered, because I understand there is security and all of that, but this can't be included in the venue fee because there is a separate venue fee every time. And the best thing would be 25% bar sales to the band. That's the best way to do it. Get 25% of the merch, we get 25 of the bar tab, perfect. No, I'm kidding.
No, but I mean, something like that, no jokes, like, like just some sort of middle ground, because right now it's just like whatever has been established, there's a culture, there's a way of, we've all been doing things and all, and now this is definitely eating into, bands' way of life. So, there's definitely a middle ground to be found, and this is like, when we're not saying it's us and them, like, we're all on the same team, like, everyone's there for the music at the end of the day. So yeah, I'm sure we can find something. Yeah, it's a blur, like, it doesn't feel like it's been a year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's all one big blur stitched together, because we, after the album was released, we went into, a planning phase, and then, hardcore practice for 2 months, after which we started touring. We've had 2 months off, but at the end of this cycle, which is going to end in Japan in June, we'd have toured for 10 out of 12 months, I think, roughly. Like 9 or 10 out of 12 months. So it's our first huge year-round run. And I mean, we'll go bigger for sure. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
one big happy blur. I'd say one thing though, which I don't think we've ever spoken about, is that we didn't know how or which song would be the best received. And I'd say Danadan is like our biggest and most pleasant surprise in that sense, because for all of us, like it was up there as our favorite song on the album, like at least like either our first or like our top three.
Yeah.
But the thing we talked about before releasing it, when you're deciding the order in which to release the songs, was the Northern is either everyone's going to get exactly how we intended it to flow musically and lyrically and with the message, or it's going to be a little too chaotic and too wild because of the way it goes, from one thing to another, aggressively switching, like, different tones of voices, different beats and instrumental shifts. To us, it made perfect sense. It was
Yeah.
like a method to like the madness and the chaos, and like it was a very carefully thought out track. And we like either people are going to hear it the way we hear it, or they're not going to get it. So for the Northern to be our most like rampant track on the internet right now, like up there just climbing hard, like doing it. Making an impact, making people think, like getting that like that first viral song type energy out there. Even though we're way past that time, but yeah, like it was really good. It was really good feeling to know that everyone heard it the way we did.
It's second nature because we use those languages in like normal conversations. So English is a part of it, Hindi is a part of it, some broken Punjabi here and there. At least Punjabi insults are a part of it. So because we do speak in like all these languages, it's pretty natural for us to just like flow into these, and that's what happened with the music as well. Just we flow in like whatever feels the right way to speak, like wherever we speak. It just like whichever language we feel would have the most impact, that what goes there, and it just flows naturally from there.
Not to mention like our brutal practice schedule.
Yeah.
There are points where like we practice so hard that that's in the worst situation. That,
Yeah.
like, when the sound has been really bad at stages, and again, not gonna like go into like whatever which venue where. But some big moments, like where the sound in our ears has been super f***ed up.
Yeah.
But it's literally out of muscle memory and instinct that we're fucking like slamming the tire. We get off stage and we're like, oh, like
That
it was
happened,
It was
yeah.
good, like because it was literally just all off muscle memory. Like us, even like
Yeah.
no matter how bad the situation has been or whatever's gone wrong in our ears on stage, anything to throw us off. Those hours of practice have paid off. So even no matter how sleep deprived or
Yeah.
tired we may be, it's become second nature, like Jan said. Like again,
Yeah.
the language is being something that we speak, but also the hours of practice we put in, really paid off. So it's a good feeling.
Slipknot. That's my answer. That's it. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
to Slipknot.
Yeah, both as performers and as audience members, really looking forward to it,
Yeah.
because I guess like Download captures that feeling of what we want to do in June, because again we're going to go away for a while after June, so this is about finishing with a bang, and this is
Yeah.
one of the biggest stages the world has to offer, the biggest that we've done so far, so it only feels fitting that we're going to be playing at a stage like that.
Biggest bang.
Long time coming.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Primordial Radio.